Welcome to Introduction to Maya series. I am your instructor Rohan Page. In this video, we will understand the different types of lights in Maya. What will be our workflow? First we will see the types of lights that are available in Maya. Then we will see the common attributes of those lights. Let's start with the session. To start with the lighting in Maya, we first need to see how many types of lights are available in Maya and what are the attributes of those lights which we will be using for our scenes. So I'm using over here Autodesk Maya 2015 series. Go to menu set. First of all, you can change it to rendering so that you can have options related to the lighting. uh, First, we need to see how many lights are available in Maya. Go to create option in menu bar, lights, and you can see the lists of lights available in Maya. So I'll click on this tier of window and I'll get the floating window for the lights. Basically there are 6 types of lights: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So I'll just create those lights and then we will discuss about them. First, I have created ambient light. It will get created at the origin of the grid. With the help of move tool, you can move it and keep it aside. I'll click on the next light, that is directional light, point light, spotlight, area, and the last one is volume. So these are, listed in the light menu in this way, but there are two categories in these lights. One is point light category, and other is a special lights category, which is not, you know, in that first category, which don't fall in that first category. So let us see which types of lights are in point type lights. So I'll just move this point ambient light over here, point light, and spotlight. I'll just rotate the spotlight so that you will be able to see it, the cone angle of it -90. Okay, so I have these 3 lights. With the help of Alt B, I'm just changing the background color according to my requirement. Now in the first category, that is the point light category, there are 3 lights. One is ambient, other is point, and the next is spotlight. Why these lights are in a point light category? Because the light rays get emitted through one point. Okay, so let us talk about ambient light first. Ambient light emits light rays from one point to all directions. Okay, so and the ambient light has that capability of creating indirect lighting, which we will see. I'll explain it to you with the help of basic scene. uh, Ambient light generally used for, as a field light in exterior scenes, because it do not support it do not support the specularity and bump map. We cannot use it as a main source of light. Next one is point light. Point light emits light rays from one point to all directions. It supports specularity and bump map. Hence, we can use point light for interiors and exteriors. We can use it as a main source of light also for our scene. Next type of light is spotlight. In spotlight, light rays gets emitted from one point but within a specific cone angle. It won't get emitted in all direction. It has a specific cone angle, which obviously you can change. You can increase the size of cone angle or decrease the size of cone angle, but whatever light rays will get emitted will be within this cone angle. Next type of light we have is a area light. As you can see, there is one line facing at this direction, which means area light emits light rays in this direction. It emits light throughout the whole, the shape, the square shape which we see over here. It emits light in 180-degree angle. It will emit light in only this direction. This direction will not will not get illuminated, or the rays will not get emitted from this area. So we can use area light for, as a backlight when you are working for 3-point light setup, or also for product lighting, or else we can use it to show that light coming out of a, monitor screen or a theater screen. The next one is a volume light. Volume light emits light, from center within the specific volume. You can change this volume from sphere to cube, and from cube to cylinder. There are three types of, shapes or volumes in which we can emit the light. We can use it also to create volumetric lighting for aquarium or underwater lighting. At that time we can use volume light also. Next one is directional light. As you can see, there are the rays which are parallel to each other in this directional light. And as you know that parallel lines won't meet or merge each other at any point. Hence, we don't know the source of emission of that light. Light rays are getting emitted from infinite distance. We can use directional light to create universal source of light, or to mimic universal source of light within our scene. Like we can use it to create sun, or we can use it to create light coming from moon. So these are the 6 types of lights available in Maya. Now, first of all, we will see the common attributes of these lights one by one, and also we will, see the differences between the ambient light and point light. Then we will see the spatial attributes of, few lights, how those are special than other lights. I'll just create a new scene, create a basic plane, polygon plane. I'll have some kind of width and height segments little bit, create a polygon sphere. Okay. Before creating any kind of a light, let me just explain you that in my scene by default there is no light which I have created. And if there is no light, it has to be, dark in a render. In render we should get a dark black output if there is no light. But when you take a render of the scene, you are able to see, objects. You can see there is a illuminated part, there is a dark area also. Why it is happening if there is no light? So the reason is, you need to go to render setup. In common tab there is a rollout called as render options. In render options you can see there is an option called as enable default light. So this default light is used so that you can, without even lighting, you can just render your scene to see the effect. If I'll turn off this enable default light and render, then you will get the black output like this. So there is no light in this particular scene. So whenever you want to work with the lighting, you can turn off this default lighting so that you will be working with the only lights which you are creating. I'll just select this. I'll apply a material. I'll apply a fog with a specularity, and I want to apply a bump map rather than a color. I would like to apply 3D texture lather as a bump. this bump map and just fit to group B box. Okay, now I'll go to create. First I want to create ambient light and let us see what happens. To see the placement of light, you can press 7 on your keyboard. Just move it. You can use this high quality viewport rather than um, viewport 2.0 if you don't want to see interactive lighting and all. Okay, I have created ambient light and placed it according to my requirement, and now take a render. As you know, I have applied a fong and also a bump map. Just take a render and you can see that I am not at all getting any specularity displayed over here in render, and also there is no bump map or roughness which I have already applied on this object, which means ambient light do not support specularity and bump map. So that is the major drawback, hence we cannot use it as a main source of light. There is no shadow right now. We will explain about the types of shadow in upcoming lecture, but for just render purpose you can select light, go to shadow section. I'll turn on this ray trace shadow is there in ambient light. Another light we can get the depth map shadow also. So I don't want to use ray trace right now because we haven't seen anything about it. So okay, now the attributes which a special attribute which ambient light has is ambient shade. As you can see that though this area is directly in front of light, so that it is getting properly illuminated, the more highlights are there, but at this area, if this area is not exposed to the light, it should be dark, right? But still the darkness level of this area is not that much. It's still getting good kind of illumination, though the light rays are not falling over there. That is because indirect ambient light creates a indirect lighting. Whenever light rays bounces, it bounces and creates the secondary light, so that that secondary light is brightening up this particular area. So let me just explain you a little bit in more detail. Just take a print screen of this, open brush. So light rays, we have created our light at this part, right? So this the rays are coming in all directions, and as soon as rays are falling on surface, they are going to get bounced, right? So the rays which are falling on this area and getting bounced, when they are getting bounced, they will take the information, color information of this area, and also use that color information to create a secondary light. And that's why this area, the shadow area or the dark area, is getting a little bit of more illumination. So it creates the secondary light. That is the capability of ambient light. So ambient light over here has this ambient shade option. Increasing the value, let us see what happen if I'll make it uh, zero point 0.8. As soon as I'm increasing the value of that ambient shade, you can see that the area which is not getting exposed to the light is now seen in a darker, it is shown in a darker color. Which means if you are increasing the value of ambient shade, it is the indirect light creation process, or the ability of that creating indirect lighting of that ambient light is reducing. Okay, so if I'll reduce the value of ambient shade to zero point 0.2, the ability of creating indirect light will get increased, and you can see it has almost removed all the darker area from the surface, and it is completely looking like a flat 2D shape. So this is the special attribute of this ambient light. Now let us see about point light. I'll just delete ambient light. Go to rendering section, you can create point light from here also, or else you can go to create lights point light. Move this light and place it according to your requirement. This window can be used for previous render. I'll just save this image, as you can refer it what was the difference between the ambient and point light. You can use depth map shadow so that you will get the shadow, and I'll just increase the resolution. We'll talk about types of shadows in next session. Okay, now render this particular scene. Now in point light you are able to see that we have generated a depth map shadow, object is getting a shadow. Also the area which is getting exposed to the light is having illumination, and the area which is not getting exposed to the light is shown in a darker area. The area comes under this shadow part. It supports specularity and bump map. You are able to see the specular part and the roughness part of this particular sphere. Hence we can use this point light as a key light in any kind of interior or outdoor scenes. Next type of light is spotlight. Now you can see the spot is facing toward this area, hence this scene will not get illuminated. You will have to point this cone angle towards your respective object. Either you can use rotation to focus on that respective object, or else you can simply select the light, go to panel, look through selected. So that you can simply place the light or aim the light towards your object. As soon as you are done with the focusing of that particular light, you can go to perspective with the help of hotbox, take a render. Now you can see over here that light is illuminating a specific spot over here, and whatever the objects inside that spot are getting illuminated. So what are the spatial attributes of spotlight? To see the spatial attribute of the spotlight, you need to select it first. Go to attribute editor. There we have some spatial attribute like cone angle. This cone angle, increasing the or decreasing this value, is going to increase or decrease the area of illumination for the spotlight. So as soon as I am increasing the value, you can see the area of illumination is getting increased, and if I am reducing the value, a spot is getting decreased. Next thing is, as if you'll just take a render, you can see that the edge of this spot is very much sharp. So to add little bit of feather to the edge, you can use penumbra angle, and it can go in minus and plus value. So if you'll move this penumbra angle value in positive axis, in positive value, you can see that it is increasing, adding a feather in outward direction to this particular spot. So if we'll take it to the negative value, it is going to add the feather inside the specific cone angle. It will not extend towards outward direction. It is adding the feather in inward direction. The next option is drop off. What is drop off? It is nothing but the decay of that light from this within this specific cone angle. It will start dropping off its energy from this edge towards the center. So if I'll throughout the spot, light intensity is quite same. So if I'll use drop off value to 0.5, just save the image. You can increase the value to 2, or else more, like 10. You can see that light gets dimmed and dimmed. You can increase it more to 50, 60 like that. You can see that the energy of the light is getting decayed towards the center. You can increase it more, and now you can see the difference. Though my working area cone angle is this much, but still light is getting decayed within that cone angle, and that's how it looks. So it will drop off its energy within the cone angle. So if the value is 0, throughout the cone angle, energy of the light will be same. Next is area light. I'll just take this area light. It is different from other lights. As I said, it emits light in 180-degree angle. You can see that the illumination is at this area, but at the back of the area light it is complete dark. So just take a render and you can see the effect that it looks like this particular object is in front of a monitor screen or something like that. You can simply create an object, select this face, and I'll assign a new material to this respective selected face. I'll apply surface shader, which is a flat shader, and I'll give a white color. Now just take a render. It looks like there is some kind of a monitor screen in front of which the object is there. Now this particular light is all different than other light. Scaling the light, other light, if you are creating spot or point light and if you use scale, it is not going to affect the intensity or overall illumination or in terms of illumination. So just select area light, and if I am scaling it, and you can see over here intensity is still 1, but I have scaled the light, and you can see that scaling does change the overall illumination strength for the area light, which is not the case in other lights. Right. So you just scale it down and take a render. You can see that the area of illumination now, overall strength of the illumination is very less. So it depends on the scale of the area light also, how much strength of the illumination it is going to create. You can create volume light and just check it out how it looks. You can use it to create interior lights like that, which creates a very soft kind of a lighting over here. We will see about the volume light in upcoming sessions. Now it is time to see what are the common attributes of lights. So I'll just create any of light. I'll create a point light. Attributes which are common in all types of lights which are available in Maya. The first common attribute of light is type. So if you click over here, you will get a drop down list where you have all the types of lights which are available in Maya. So you have created a point light, and but over here you think that okay, you don't want a point light, you want spotlight. You can instantly change the type of light by using this list. I'll click on the spotlight and you can see it has changed into spotlight. I'll just undo this step. So with the help of type, you can change one light type into other light type. Next common attribute is color. Which kind of color you want to get illuminated through the light. I want a red color, and you can see the effect. You can just take a render also. So it is up to you what kind of light you want to get illuminated from this particular light. Next is intensity. Intensity is nothing but the overall strength of the illumination for that light. If I'll increase it to 3, it is going to create more kind of energy. You can see the illumination is quite, you know, creating a good kind of strength of illumination. It also affects with the decay rate, which we'll see right now. But before that, we need to talk about these options. Illuminates by default. So if it is, as soon as you create a light, you are getting a proper render, proper illumination. It creates a proper shadow area also. But if I'll turn off this option, it is not going to emit lights until we turn on this illuminate default option. Though my intensity of the light is 1, light is there, but still, just because this option is not on, it is not emitting light rays. Emit diffuse means color. So as you know that it is emitting white color, diffuse is nothing but the color. So if I am turning it off, it will not emit color. Hence you will see a complete scene in a black, but there is a specularity which is getting rendered. Now what is this emit specular? You can see over here I have a specular spot which is according to the direction of the light source which I have placed in the scene. So for example, I'll just select it. I'll delete the bump map. Right now I don't want to see it. And if I'll take a render, you will see the prominent specular spot is over here. Now if you'll duplicate it and just turn off, make sure that the shadow is not on. Now you can see there are two lights and there are two prominent specular spot. So it is going to confuse the audience that which is the primary source of light and where it is placed. So if you are using multiple lights for the purpose of fill and backlight or any other thing, you must select it and you can turn off the image specular option. So the specular should be at that area where the key light is placed. So now though we have the illumination from this side also, but the specular spot is at only right side, which means my main source of light is at the right top corner. Next option which is very important is decay rate. As you can see over here, if I'll just increase the scale of the plane and take a render, I'm still able to see whole polygon plane. Light energy is not decaying off. Light cannot just keep its energy throughout infinite range. It has to be decayed. So to control that decay or to have that decay in our scene, we have decay rate. It has three types of pre-calculated decay rates, that is linear, linear is a pre-calculated decay rate, and as you can see, now I need to work with intensity because it is losing energy very soon. So I'll just increase the intensity to 5 and take a render. You can see that what kind of render I'm getting. You can see that I'm not able to see the edge of the polygon plane over here, which means light rays are getting decayed throughout the distance, losing its energy to 0. If I use quadratic, which you can use to create at the time of photorealistic lighting, it loses energy very quickly. Now 5 is not going to work for the intensity. Use like 15. Yeah, so it will look like this. And next one is cubic, which loses energy very quick. You need to increase the intensity to like around 50 to get the proper illumination. Get more one like 150, right? So it loses energy very quickly. So these are pre-calculated, we cannot control it manually. So if you don't want to use any kind of a decay, you can keep it to no decay throughout the seen the energy will not decay. You can bring back the intensity value to 1 to get the same kind of effect, right? So these are the common attributes of light. So let us see what we have learned in this video.